Hi, fifth graders. We're going to continue our Zentangle project, so I hope you're finding it easy to complete and follow along with the slides that I am attaching to the lesson. We're going to add 2 more patterns. So I want you to find your picture, and you should not have it finished yet. You should have a bunch of empty spaces like I do on mine. And we're going to work on 2 or 3. So we're going to work on them this week, and then next month we're going to finish it. So if you have, let's see, how many do I have? I have 5 spaces left. So I might want to choose 3 because next time we're going to do 2 spaces and then some finishing stuff. So I don't want to leave myself with an extra space next month and then have to do the finishing stuff. So the first time we did this, we worked on just 2 really simple patterns together. This month, I'm going to give you a choice between several. You can still choose between the 2 that we already did. So if you want to repeat them somewhere else, that's great. Then I'm going to give you a whole bunch, and you'll see in the slides, there's a whole bunch of other ones that you can choose from to fill in the other spaces. Remember, leave at least 2 spaces left for next month. If you are one of the students who did the whole thing already, then what I need you to do is I need you to find another piece of paper. It can be smaller. You can do bigger spaces, whatever you'd like, and either do 3 patterns today, just plan ahead. But you are going to need to work on this project this month and next month. So please don't spend more than 30 minutes because that's, the amount of time that you should be spending on this. And then unless you really want to, I'm never going to tell you not to make more art, but you shouldn't be, breaking your back trying to get it done when it's way more than what I'm asking you to do. Okay, so we're going to space it out. We have 2 more months. Okay. The other thing that was really important last month, and I did reach out to several of you, was unity and variety. We're going to end up with variety because we have so many different patterns. So variety is covered. What we need to focus on is unity. So in order to unify my picture so far, I'm using 2 colors. I am going to repeat those 2 colors in every space. If you chose only 1 color, then you're fine. But if you, like a lot of people that I've seen so far, have done 1 color in one section and 1 color in the other section, I need you to keep repeating those same 2 colors. So I did mention in the last video, save your colors, hide them from your family so that nobody uses them or loses them. That's going to be the same for this month and next month. So you're going to take your picture and you're going to use the same 2 colors or 3 colors or 1 color throughout the whole thing to tie everything together. Now let's say you did not do that. You can add in something with 1 color in every space. So let's say I did 1 section pink and 1 section purple. Well, I'm going to go get my black marker and I am going to outline certain parts of each of them so that I have a little black in every section. And that will unify it. That will tie it all together. My eye will go from black part to black part to black part. And everything that's separated will feel like it's working together. Okay, so you're going to need the slides that I am attaching. You're going to need your paper from last month or a new paper with spaces marked out with pencil. And you're going to need your markers or pens if you have pens, okay? And then we're just going to spend 30 minutes listening to the meditative music and drawing from the patterns. In the video from now on, I'm going to just take you through all the patterns. You do not have to work along with the video, but you do have to choose from some of the patterns that are in the slide. So all of those people that are asking me, do we have to use your patterns? Yes, but you can pick which 2 you use from my pattern, okay? And then next month, I'm going to give you a whole lot of choices. So please don't just do any patterns that you want. Please choose any that you want from the ones that I am providing for you, okay? And so far, these projects are coming out fantastic. So let's get started. Like last month, we are going to focus again on the 2 principles, principle of unity and the principle of variety. And yes, we are still meditating. So for our Zentangle projects, it is important that we are trying to approach it from a state of relaxation by listening to calming music, sitting comfortably, and focusing on our breath and the repetition of the patterns that we're creating. Unity, as a review, is when separate parts or elements of an artwork are tied together. You can create unity by repeating a color, lines, shape, or other elements throughout the artwork. So, which of these two pictures has better unity? The picture on the left has many different patterns and many different colors. The picture on the right has colors and patterns repeated throughout the picture. The picture on the right is the picture that has better unity because the colors and the patterns repeated around tie all the separate parts together and make it feel like one unified artwork. Our other principle of art is variety, which is when there are many different elements in an artwork. It's actually the opposite of unity. You can create variety by using many different colors, lines, shapes, or other elements throughout the artwork. Which of these has more variety? The picture on the left has the similar colors and the same pattern repeated throughout, all in different directions. The picture on the right has all the same colors, but many different lines, many different shapes, and many different patterns repeated throughout. This is why the picture on the right has variety, because there are many different things happening in the picture. If you look on the assignment, there is a new slideshow. On the slides, if I want you to focus on the new slides, which are slides 4 to 7. Make sure that you're looking at the slideshow entitled Zentangle Week 2 Patterns. That is what's posted on this month's lesson. Last month's slideshow is part of this month's slideshow, and you need to really focus on slides 4 to 7. You can choose any 2 patterns from slides 2 to 7. Please follow the directions step by step. Please do not make up your own patterns. And you can repeat the patterns from last month, but remember to include variety. If you only do the patterns from last month, you will not have enough variety. And again, don't forget, we're meditating, so quiet your mind and body. Make sure you are comfortable and won't get interrupted. Play meditative music. Try the Calm app or my favorite Pandora stations like Spa Radio or Calm Meditation. Breathe deeply and be open to the process. I know it sounds crazy, but don't knock it till you try it. Your pictures are coming out wonderful, and I cannot wait to see them. So let's get started.
Okay, for this lesson, you will need your paper from last month. You should have at least 4 or 5 empty spaces to work with. If you did the same 2 patterns in all of your spaces, you will most likely lose points for variety at the end of this unit because we need a variety of patterns. So you may want to start over. Keep in mind that you'll do 2 patterns today and 2 more patterns next month. So if you start over, you will need 4 spaces. If not, and you have your extra spaces, today fill in 2 or 3, next month have 2 or 3 left to fill in. Okay, today we want to really think about creating unity. So if you did everything in one color, your picture will be unified by that one color. Some people did a pattern last month in one color and another pattern in a different color. If that is your case, you should repeat those 2 colors in the patterns today. Some people did 2 or 3 colors in one pattern and the same 2 or 3 colors in the other pattern. If you continue that, you will be on track to have unity. In order to create unity, you need to repeat the same colors all over. In order to create variety, you need a different pattern in each space. You can repeat last month's patterns today as long as you also do some new patterns. So let's say you really liked verve. You can do verve again plus a new one, and then next month do 2 new ones. As long as you're creating variety, you should be fine. Open up the slides for Zentangle Week 2 patterns. It is a different file than last month's, so there are 4 more slides on this slideshow. And we're going to start with the fourth slide, which is the third pattern. You may want to do this one, or you may want to do one of the others. So this one is going to be cubine. So we will be talking about that one. So that's slide 4, third pattern. To start, what we will do is we will draw lines that are equal distance apart and slightly curved. And you'll fill your whole space. And then cross them. So you're going to see some pretty wonky diamond shapes. And across your diamond shape, halfway, put a horizontal line. And it doesn't go all the way across. And then finish it off with 2 diagonals. So it looks like it goes across and then creates like a mini diamond. This may be easier to see by looking at the steps on the slide. Okay, and that mini diamond is colored in. Okay, so this is cubine. The next pattern we're going to talk about is called onomato. Onomato reminds me of almost like a stone pathway. So I like to start with a curved line and another curved line. And normally I make the curved line closer together at the top of the page and further apart as it gets lower, just to add a little perspective, but that's not necessary. And on the sides of it, it's almost like a little sidewalk. And in the center are really large stepping stones that touch both sidewalks and touch each other. Along the sidewalks are smaller paving stones. And then in between are smaller colored in stones. Now what's great about onomato, it's a good space filler. And what you'll do is fill in the spaces with interwoven designs like this, as many as you need to fill the space. And you'll follow the same steps with the big stones in the center, the smaller ones along the sidewalk, and the small colored in ones in the spaces between. And the space does not have to be completely filled, but mostly filled. And there we have onomato. Our third design will be on slide 6. It's number 5, called Knightsbridge. So find a space for that one. I'm going to just go to another one because you only are going to do 2 today. So once you do your 2 patterns and you have 2 extra spaces, you may stop for today. So if you choose Knightsbridge, you're going to start with those curved lines that are somewhat equal distance apart and curved in both directions, similar to our cubine pattern. Okay, and if you choose to, if you look at the larger picture, you could add in a shape. And what you'll do is color in, this is a coloring heavy design, you would color in every other box like a pattern, except for you would do it the opposite on the next line. So here it's black, white, black, white. Here it would be white, black, white, black. And go across like that. So you would never have a black square or colored square touching a colored square, and you would never have a white square touching a white square. And then once you get to this section, this would be white, this would be black, but the shape is no longer like a square. That side of the circle would now change the pattern. I'll show you what I mean. That would be white, and now this one would be black. This part would be white, and this part would be black. And you would continue on for the entire design in this black and white pattern. So this would be black here, white, black, white, and then this whole section would be black. And there you go. So it kind of creates almost like a little bit of an optical illusion. Our final pattern for this week or this month is going to be slide 6 or slide 7, our 6th pattern, which is called printemps. And like I said, you only need to do 2. This one is a great space filler too. You will take your marker and just create a spiral that closes. And I would do several large and then in some of the edges, since I can't do a full spiral there, I'm just going to make it look like half of a spiral. I'll show you that again. Down here I'm going to do just an arc, and then an arc that kind of curls to make it look like the spiral would have continued. And I'll do one up here, an arc, and an arc with a curl. And then you can make them look like they're overlapping in the same way. So it's an arc, an arc, an arc with a curl, an arc, an arc, and an arc with a curl. And just go until you feel like you have really filled the space. And at that point, you will be finished with this lesson. Save your work for next month. Please send me a picture of it so you can get a grade for this week. And remember to have variety in your patterns with lots of different patterns and unity with your colors. Email me if you need any help.